Welcome back to the CryptoLabs YouTube channel. How do I think about taking profits? What's my strategy? How do I take money out of crypto? And what do I do with that? That question has been coming up a lot in the comments. And so I bring to you the answer to those questions. We're going to talk about some different protocols, some different strategies. Before we do, I want to zoom out. You've seen this before. What's the flow of money? There's cycles to this game, and unfortunately, most people put so much time and effort and risk into building a portfolio or building their DeFi business, and they end up with nothing. They end up oftentimes worse than when they started because they have no strategy. And I'm just like, so you put all that time, all that effort, and you got nothing to show for it. I saw that happen last cycle. That's not going to happen to you, not if you're subscribed to this YouTube channel or not if you're in our world in any way, shape, or form, hence the motivation for this video. Now, also remember, I think the fear greed index today is like at 90 plus. Yeah, we're looking at 90, extreme greed. Is that the tell-all indicator? No. But all I'm saying is take profit, or at least do you have a profit-taking strategy? If the answer is no, create one. If the answer is yes, stick to it. So before we get into that, I want to zoom out for a second. We've all seen this. Money moves from fiat into Bitcoin. Bitcoin pumps. Money gets out of Bitcoin, moves into large caps, they pump. Mid caps, low caps, we're seeing the same kind of pattern appear. Now, they say this cycle will be different, and I tend to agree with that. Again, I'm not trying to predict the markets because I never will. I'm not bigger than the markets, and I can't predict it. But what I can do is have a profit-taking plan. So just remember, we'll see Bitcoin hit all-time highs. We hit all-time highs here for like literally a few minutes today. We're seeing Ethereum pump. Then we're going to see Sol. Then we're going to see AVAX. Then we're going to see low caps. And then we're going to see coins and tokens with absolutely no fundamentals go crazy. We saw it last cycle too. Worthless NFTs, worthless meme coins, mooting. Now, if you know that, we want to position ourselves ahead of that cycle. I'm also going to talk about how you can yield farm during an insane bull market here in a second. So just to zoom out even further, phase one Bitcoin, then things move into Ethereum, then things move into large caps. I've stacked my bags with Solana, with AVAX, with anything I know that I can position myself early. We've been yield farming that stuff so we can create more of it. And as we get near that cycle, that phase, our bags are going to pump. And then all season, and you just see the craziest stuff. Like everyone's buying stuff, everyone's making money. You'd have to be an idiot not to make money in this phase. And this is when we are taking money off the table. I don't care if there's meme coins pumping 8x, 10x, 50x. I'm taking money off the table. Question is, where do you move that, Lucas? I'll answer that in a second. Also remember, there's going to be phases where we're in a bear market. We're kind of in an accumulation phase. We're in a growth phase. And then we're in that bubble or that parabolic move. I think we're still in the growth phase. We haven't seen that parabolic, insane bubble form. That's when we'll be making a ton of profit. In the meantime, I'm accumulating and I'm yield farming and I'm stacking my bags. We'll talk about that in a second here. So just another reminder, a triple reminder. Remember, we're building a DeFi business. We earn fees. So if I just go over to the fees and revenue, simple, just a reminder, we are earning fees. Uniswap has done $5.35 million in fees. We want a piece of that. Radium, $2.43 million. Pancake Swap, I'm farming cake, $1.39 million. Aave, $1.27 million. I just want a little piece of that. We're providing a service. Always remember that. This is not some random gamble. The more you focus on building, the less you focus on trying to predict prices and catch pumps, this and that, and the more you just focus on building stability in a business that cash flows, and then you take that cash flow, you move into your bull run portfolio. I don't know what we're up today. 126K over a month, and you move that 121K over the month, and you move that into undervalued assets so you can see them appreciate. That's the name of the game. So we want the best of both worlds, and then we take profit off the table, and I'll talk about that in a second. So we want to earn fees. I think we got that. Concept number two we need to understand is when things are pumping or when things are extremely bullish, we want to be in correlated pairs. So if we're yield farming, we want to find pairs and pools that are correlated, meaning they're closely linked together, meaning when the price of one goes up, so does the other. That way you don't see or you limit your exposure to impermanent loss, and you're generating fees the whole time. So, one thing people have been talking about lately is the Matic ETH. We got Matic BNB. We've got Sol and AVAX. We got even Sol and ETH. There's correlated pairs. And now if the price of Sol starts pumping, well, it's correlated with ETH. And now your pool is appreciating in price and you're earning fees. And then you're taking those fees and you're buying whatever assets you feel you want to buy with them. We're looking for undervalued assets and we're looking to get ahead of the next narrative. Ahead, not chase the narrative, ahead. And if we know money moves from Bitcoin to big cap to mid cap to small cap to everything moons, back to Bitcoin and then back to fiat as people exit, we can get ahead of that. So the original question was, Lucas, what do you do with profits, or how do you think about this? If I see this, I move money off the table and I move it into stablecoin so I can redeploy it, because there's always corrections in these cycles and I've seen this freaking 100 times. And I'll move it into lending protocols like Venus. Again, it's only $10 a day. Really don't care. To me, it's not about that, but it's a game I play. I'll take profit off the table. I'll move them into stables. I'll diversify them across like 7 or 8 blockchains and diversify them across multiple platforms. But I don't like my money sitting still. I'd rather earn $10 a day here than $0 and have my money sit still. It's called the velocity of money. Maybe we could talk about that in another video, but the velocity of money. Other protocols, this is on Arbitrum, that's 20%. Aave, I've got stuff on Polygon, I've got stuff on Arbitrum, I got some stuff on Base. There's another platform where I'm lending out, this one I don't have as much, but I'm lending out some USDBC, I'm lending out some USDC, some more USDC for some ridiculous yields, and then I'm earning the extra token, and then I'm also lending out the extra token. Right now I'm getting almost no yield for it, but you get the point. So $1,000 of yield. That's called yield on yield on yield, and the velocity of money. How can I have $1 work for me over and over and over? And how can it exchange hands? Basically, I'm kind of simplifying the concept because we're talking about economic kind of velocity of money, but how can it exchange hands? AKA, how can it generate yield for me as much and as fast as possible? And how can I accelerate that? I never want my money sitting still. And I'll never turn my nose up at an extra 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks. So please remember, crypto moves through cycles. And we made it through this cycle. We accumulated through this cycle. We're starting to see growth. We're seeing more volume. We can earn more fees through our DeFi business. Now we're accumulating. We're buying undervalued assets. We're positioning ourselves ahead of each narrative, and we're getting ready for this. I think the rest of this year and even to 2025 is going to be extremely exciting. You will not be able to not make money. But what happens is a lot of people, they don't take profit on the way up, then they ride things back down. And the sad part is a lot of people start actually getting excited here, started getting into crypto here. Then they ride things back down, then they can't handle it, then they sell. A lot of people were selling Bitcoin at 18,000. I know, because I was buying it. They couldn't handle the pain anymore. And the cycle will continue and repeat. I just want us prepared for it. I think what separates what we do in the UIG and just how I think about crypto is I don't consider myself a crypto bro. Like, I'm not married to any one project. I could care less about meme coins, don't care about NFTs. I see this as a business. DeFi as a business, that's a cash flowing business, produces cash flow. We buy undervalued assets, we ride them up, we take profit, we generate more yield on that profit, rinse and repeat. This is a vehicle, and to me, it's the fastest vehicle to financial freedom and actually building wealth that exists in 2024. And I think every year that goes by, that opportunity will be less and less and less because obviously more volume and more adoption. And we ain't going to see what we saw in 2011. We're just not going to see it. We're not going to see 7,000, 8,000 increase in Bitcoin's price. We're just not going to see that anymore because there's more money in the markets. You can still see 300, 400, 500%. I don't think a 250K Bitcoin is off the table. Give me any other asset that has that potential. The problem is most people have no strategy. So please take a moment, zoom out. What's your exit strategy? What's your profit taking strategy? And then stick to it. Don't buy into the FOMO. Can we make a promise? Let me know in the comments. Make a promise. I'm going to take profit this cycle. I'm going to take profit this cycle. I'm not going to repeat the mistakes I made last cycle or what most people made. Promise me that. Leave it in the comments. I'm going to take profit this cycle. With that said, I'm going to let you go. Do check out some videos here and here. I'm going to put some videos here for your viewing pleasures, how we run our DeFi business, how to actually get into yield farms, how to think about our business like a DeFi business, how do we yield farm, different opportunities and different educational videos there. With that said, I'm going to get out of here. Truly appreciate you. Peace.